Hi everyone, Kaya here. Not sure if anyone's able to join live. Hopefully you are, but I'm going to jump straight in. Today's live is all about debt consolidation and when it's time to do it and when it's time not to do it. And I guess when I talk about debt consolidation, I'm talking about debt consolidation. I've got a crazy cat running around the house, so if something jumps up on the desk, it'll be one of my cats. When I talk about debt consolidation, I'm talking about bad debt, first of all. So that's things like credit cards, personal loans, and car loans. And when I talk about consolidation, in this instance, in today's video, I'm talking about consolidating them against your home loan. Because I guess it's a nice and easy thing to do. And a lot of people, I guess, think of doing it to save money. And it can save money, but only, hey Heidi, it can save money if you do consolidate debt against your home, but only if you do it over a short period of time. There's no point in consolidating credit cards or a car loan or anything like that against your home loan and doing it over 30 years, because that's potentially going to cost you more than keeping those debts that you currently have. So the first thing you need to work out is it actually going to save you money or not? Because if it's not, then there's no point doing it. The second one that I would definitely recommend on that same vein is making sure that you do it over a short period of time so that it is worthwhile. If you've got a lot of consumer debt and you've potentially got into trouble with credit cards and so forth, each individual situation is different. As a general rule, you could consolidate it against your home loan, again with those same rules, making sure it's over a short period of time. But I would caution a couple of things. I would say only do it once. And I've seen over the last few years, I've seen people that have gotten into trouble with credit cards. They've consolidated it's a mouthful for Friday. Consolidated it against their home loan and paid it out, what have you, cut the cards up, only to go and do the same thing over the next couple of years and come back, to us as mortgage brokers, have come back to try and consolidate again. So if you have gotten yourself into trouble with things like credit cards, my suggestion is that you not only look at consolidating and working out whether that's an opportunity or something that you could do or not. Don't just look at that. I would also urge you to look at the reason why you got into that credit card trouble and why and how you got into that trouble in the first place. So was it just overspending? Because if you do look back at, I use credit cards as an example because it's the one that I see most often, is if you look back over the credit card, say you've got $10,000 in credit card debt. If I was to ask you right now what you spent that $10,000 on, what would you say? Could you say what you spent that $10,000 on? Because a lot of the time people don't. If they don't know what they've spent it on, it's been sitting there. The debt, has been sitting there for such a long time. They can't even remember what they spent it on, and yet they're paying so much in interest each month. Now I've lost my train of thought. So with credit cards, if you've gotten into trouble, so to speak, I would look at why, that's where I was going, why and how you got there in the first place. Were you overspending? Do you remember what you spent on those credit cards? Or were you just overspending on things unnecessarily? Were you using, or are you using your credit card in place of having savings in the bank when things go crappy or when things go wrong? And, say as an example, my dishwasher's going kaput at the moment. If I end up buying a new dishwasher, I've got money in the bank that I can go and buy a new dishwasher with rather than putting it on credit. So are you putting things on credit that you should be using cash for? So looking at those types of things, or are you just not managing your money well and just making bad decisions with your money. Have you got your credit card with you? It's so easy, isn't it, to go into a store and what have you and see something, and if you've got the credit card there, just so easy to make the decision to put it on credit. And if you don't have a credit card, every store and their dog these days offers you things like Afterpay, and again, you know, a great thing if you keep it under control. Again, I've seen people that have got a whole bunch of different Afterpays as well as things like credit cards and so forth. So Afterpay, Zip Money, whatever it is, whatever those, whichever way you want to go, they're good things if they're managed well. But yeah, really looking at why you're spending, and especially if you've got into credit card trouble, not just once, but a couple of times, looking at why. And even though a consolidation might save you money, is that the right thing to do? Or do you need to go through the process of paying those off? Do you need to go through the pain, if you like, because it'll feel like pain? Do you need to go through the pain of paying those debts out, however long it takes, so that you'll learn new good money habits? Because just consolidating against a home loan is nice and easy, isn't it? You just get rid of it and it's done and it's done and it's added to your home loan or what have you, and there's no pain. So is there a lesson learnt? So have a think about that. Have you got a lesson to learn about spending and managing your money? Is consolidating the best thing for you right now? Or is it going to prevent you from learning the lesson that you need to learn about spending money? So I ask you that if you are in that position, have a think about whether to consolidate or not, and have a think about whether there's a lesson in this for you and whether you need to learn that lesson rather than the quick fix of a consolidation loan. So have a think about that. Would love to know your thoughts in the comments. If this video has helped you at all today, please feel free to share it. This is Kai Hunter, Money Coach. Have a great afternoon.